In Civ 6, or Civilization 6, there are 55 leaders, and instead of an hour-long Civ 6 guide on the intricacies of everything about the leaders and their abilities, achievements, and what their shit probably smelled like from their diet like a diarrhea connoisseur, I'm instead gonna give one tip for every leader in this Civ 6 tips video, which is gonna be more leader-specific than a regular how to play Civ 6 type of video. Subscribe and hit the bell if you do enjoy, it helps out the channel a ton, and you won't miss out on future content or streams. Macedon gets free heals from taking wonders, right? No matter where you are, you could be on Pluto, you still get the full heal. But what you don't know is that if you lose a city due to loyalty or the enemy retakes the city, you can get the full heal again. So just by beelining a city with a wonder early and letting it rebel back to the owner, you can stack multiple full heals with a small force while the rest of your army focuses on finishing off your target. A nice Nubian tip in Civilization 6 is to build your unique archers and have them sit near a city-state in the early game, tanking city shots. Your archers are strong, and the city attack isn't going to be strong unless the city-state has their own archers, and with the 50% increase in XP and 20% from oligarchy, you're looking at promotions more free than a Sears liquidation sale. For Gaul in Civ 6, you pretty much get double support bonuses, so you can bait in enemy units by having an archer surrounded by different melee units, and after they move in to attack the archer, you can counterattack. Vietnam wears its bonuses on its sleeve like it's got full body tattoos, so there isn't anything new about her. You could take a city and then have a builder after medieval fairs plant forests to get the +5 combat strength and extra movement speed that Vietnam gets. Don't build dogmas as Byzantium, it's a bigger waste than a garbage dump. Instead, build hippodromes for resource-free cavalry units, and then build arenas for more. For France, go for a swordsman rush, but not for what you think. It works better with Black Queen, but you want to get 4 to 6 swordsmen well promoted, and then when you get Guard Imperials, you want to declare war on whoever is closest to you or on your home continent. You'll get 17 total combat strength from Battle Cry and the bonus on your home continent, and another 3 from Catherine's Flying Squadron if you pick Black Queen. You'll be giving out colonoscopies with +20 combat strength units like you had a medical degree. If you have the production in Civilization 6, ask Chandragupta, but can't use the territorial expansion Civic, forward settle an AI, and then you'll be able to use the Casus Belli, and then Control-Alt-Delete them faster than someone going 010 in League of Legends. You'll build an empire just as big as Chandragupta does, but that's only part of it. If you want that stash, those glorious pectoralis majors, and you'll immediately get a free empire to call your own. So if you want your own empire, a body that looks like you've been water fasting for months, and to, more importantly, not miss out on future content, then leave a like and subscribe to not miss out on the deal of a lifetime. Nothing new for Cleopatra, set the disaster setting to 4 and build the Great Bath for godly amounts of faith generation. Plug in Void Singers and oh dear Neptune, your science and culture, it's so big. For Persia, you want to have your immortals in defensive positions where you can ranged attack, and since they're as strong as swordsmen, you'll always win that exchange. And after you leave enemy armies with less units than Gandhi's drip levels, walk in and take the free real estate. For Dido in Civ 6, something you could do for a Pangea map is completely take over a continent with settler production, and then settle a coastal city on another continent you have low loyalty pressure in, and change your capital to that continent. English Eleanor, ironically holding the Holy Grail, close enough I guess, but it gave me an idea. Save up gold per turn and luxuries to trade to the AI for any sort of great work, and then declare war on them, making these things essentially free. Germany's fairly easy, the only thing I can think of is use U-boats to pillage shipping lanes for someone like Portugal during a war. As Gandhi, declare war with your Varu and pillage and take out units and don't make peace, as enemies in Gandhi's war take double war weariness penalties, meaning you can absolutely cripple an empire without taking a single city. With Genghis, put in all cavalry civs in the game like Scythia and Gran Colombia, and then declare on them with the purpose of taking their unique units. It's pretty fun when you can grab every cavalry unique unit in Civ 6 like a Pokemon card collection. As Gilgamesh, you pay half the usual cost to levy units. Levy units, and with your military alliance bonus, you'll have free armies at pretty much +10 combat strength each, allowing you to absolutely dominate. They might not be the best leader in Civilization 6, but Gilgamesh has some tricks up his sleeve. With Indonesia, you can get culture and amenities galore. You can put entertainment complexes and wonders on the coast, as well as have something like Huitakala, and then surround them with theater squares. You'll get extra amenities from entertainment complexes on the coast, as well as huge boosts to theater square adjacencies. With Gorgo, you want the Alhambra and Forbidden Cities for 2 military policy cards, as well as getting Divine Right and Fascism for the most military cards possible, and thus more combat strength. You want me to give tips for Babylon? Hepalon. Read Eureka, get Eureka, profit. That's your tip. Sucratax Oceans mod gives plenty more sea resources like squid, lobsters, and hentai, and with the Stave Church on a Pangea map and God of the Sea, you'll be able to add in a shipyard, and that's 3 to 4 production for every sea resources. I would show footage of the done deal, but I feel like yields that high aren't safe for the general public and should instead go on Pornhub. For Japan, you can go on an archipelago map for a domination victory, or a Pangea map for a district-based game with cities no further away than 3 tiles apart for maximum adjacency. As Jadwiga, start an OnlyFans and watch the money roll in. For real though, get military engineers and forward settle as hard as you can when you do, preferably in a golden age where you can withstand the loyalty hit. Build forts everywhere to culture bomb every tile, and watch the AI's 20 population city crumble from lack of yields. For the Khmer, it's the same thing as Jadwiga, instead you use a holy site though. As Portugal, Sucratax Oceans again to get more places to build Vitorias and thus better traders. With Australia, with all the science you get from breathtaking tiles, you can beeline diggers easily. After that, you'll want to delete your army, denounce your closest rival, and build up diggers until there's 1 turn left. After the AI makes the crucial mistake of declaring war while you have 0 combat strength, you'll want to blink twice and watch as 69 units you've built during that brief period of eye demoisturization get ready to launch a counterattack on the civ that attacked you. If met with Emu Task Force, do not engage. With Christina, you can use the Civilization 6 secret hammer and anvil tactic. Keep Caroleans, don't laugh, keep them fortified on defensive positions for 9 combat strength, while heavy cavalry goes around the rear to ravage defensive forces. It took me years to find something good about Chinese Kublai Khan, but here it is. Get a high production city in the hills and send trade routes for food. Use all the production you have for wonders and thus more Eurekas than you know what to do with. As Coupe, wonder whore culture victory in Civilization 6. Beeline culture to get mercantilism and conservation for more production for unimproved forests and rainforests, while using the culture and production to get every wonder you can think of. As Lady Six Sky, get the Ancestral Hall and Feudalism to get 2 free builders when building new cities for a total of 10 charges. It's insanely efficient, although it requires having no one nearby who can forward settle you. If there is, just get the 2 builders, you'll still get +6 total charges and you don't need feudalism. Here's a silly one for Latoro, a video I'm gonna do on Saturday. Trade capitals. Go to war with an AI and take their cities, and then go to war with another AI and let them take your original capital. Since you have a capital that you technically didn't found yourself, you could plug in a governor there for triple production and culture bonuses up to +15%. It's crazy enough that this strategy might work. You see the video Potato did? That map except with Mali. The amount of domination you'll do puts Mansa Musa firmly in the Damimami group of leaders in Civilization 6. As Hungary, look for a different continent, since thermal baths give 2 amenities and 3 tourism when there's a geothermal fissure in the city. The geothermal fissures are found mostly between continents. As Menelik, use a volcano map with disaster level 4. Rock-hewn churches can only be pillaged by disasters, not destroyed, and still get the yield, so you just leave 2 1-charge builders to repair the damaged tiles and watch the yields roll in while everyone else is trying to deal with Noah's Flood Civ 6 edition. A child's picture book has more words than Montezuma's abilities, so just read, I guess. For the Congo, here's a fun one you can do with your friends. Have one person play the Congo and the other can play Russia or Arabia or something like that, and after he spreads his religion to you, you can both start spreading to get a double religious victory. As Pakacutie, build a scout army and have them get tier 4 promotions by sitting under city-states. After that, upgrade to warcocks with scout promotions, which are amazing by the way, and use their double attacks to conquer the world. For Pedro, go for a culture victory and get your 1 era earlier than normal battleships on the way. Use that advantage to establish colonies and even Civ 6 deity, or just take everything. I don't know, I'm not your dad. And last video's question of the day winner is Reykjavik, and apparently hurricanes theoretically can reach the tundra if there's warm enough there. For today's question, give me the best Civilization 6 tip you can think of that not many people know about. As Pericles, infinite city spam. Each city's essentially a free envoy with your unique theater square, so the more you have, the more culture you have, and the more envoys you get out of that culture in a positive feedback loop. For Peter, don't research text or civics as Russia. Not joking. You'll build up a stockpile of science and culture while being able to change your government whenever you want, as these 2 yields infinitely stack, and on top of that, you'll get the trader bonus where you'll get insane culture and science from trade routes. If someone declares war, immediately go from the Stone Age to the Renaissance, and if they don't, you'll take the techs you really do need for your victory type. As Spain have some apostles as sort of great generals where they move with your conquistador army for military strength, as well as essentially free spreads after you capture a city, and then you can get World Church or Tithe for big yields on your domination journey. When playing Connor from Assassin's Creed 3, claim tiles by sending out a trader, couple turns later declare war, and then you'll get the trader back and can send them somewhere else. Be careful, but you can use your unique scout as a defense force while you do this early on. Pyramids as the first Civ 6 wonder for China while getting feudalism ASAP if you can to round out all the ancient and classical era wonders for up to 7 build charges for each builder. As Scotland in Civilization 6, build the perfect Colosseum layout with the Stadio de Maracona afterwards for unlimited amenities. If you're in a golden age and are done settling as Arabia and you have excess faith, you can forward settle tundra and snow, convert them, and then trade those cities away for more science from your ability, and depending on your beliefs, more gold, culture, and even more science. For Siandiak, fully promote Magnus and Pingala for an 18% increase in culture and science in your 2 super cities. One of them can even be a strong desert hill Petra for the yields. As Shaka, don't build armies and cores even though you can do it for cheaper. Declare war on someone, take their city, let them take it back, boom, you have an army core factory machine. As Simon Bolivar, build and promote horsemen and then get all the llaneros you can with Comandante generals leading each group of armies. You get maximum combat strength from the adjacency and a free heal with Comandante generals if you need it. As Suleiman, instead of taking the closest city you can as the Ottomans, take the 3 biggest cities if they're in a cluster at the same time, which with the Janissary you can do 99% of the time. Just like that, you keep the population and break the enemy AI's loyalty wall, although be careful. As Tamar, you want to go monarchy into Renaissance with pagodas as your religious building while spreading your religion to get city-state allies. It's actually surprisingly effective, aside from the fact you need to get the religion first. For Teddy, both of them in fact, fill up the game with city-states to get as many potential choices for Diplo favor as you can. With all the Diplo slots you have, especially if you can get more through wonders, you'll be #1 in Diplo generation since they all convert to wildcard slots. As Scythia, build early Kurgans and work them to get a free Pantheon, and God of the Forge for 25% increase in production to units, making your light cavalry units spam more effective in the early game, pretty much giving you 2.5 units for every 1 at regular cavalry civ can build. As Rome, when making a risky play or when fighting enemy units with Roman legions, build a line of forts like the Maginot, which worked great in real life, and your strong units now get a huge defensive boost if your risk doesn't end up working out, or if you're surrounded by enemies. As Victoria, you want to settle as many iron and coal mines as you can and trade them all away. Pretty much like a British opium dealer, except ethically this time, and watch as you blow past Elon Musk as the richest person alive. For Canada, it's the same thing as Victoria, except it's gotta be resources in the tundra, where you get double resource generation, so plug in the strategic policy cards for more of the yields if you can. And finishing off the list, as I tell you to leave a like and subscribe to not miss out on future content, Wilhelmina can build coal power plants to get the global warming weather ticker up, while using her production boost to build flood barriers and get polders while the rest of the world suffers, and oh yeah, do it on apocalypse mode for maximum effect. Click this video in the top right corner for another certified classic, and I'll see you there. Peace.